Oh, hello! Looks like you found me. Thank you so much for finding your way over to hear me out. Enjoy the episode. Smooches. Bonjour everyone, welcome to Hear Me Out for the very first episode. I'm so excited for this whole journey. I know I keep saying that word a lot, but it's true. I'm super excited and it is going to be very much that, a journey. So thank you for coming along on this ride, and I hope you enjoy or learn something, or, hope it makes you feel something. And on the track of finding myself and having you guys find me, I hope you find something in yourself, or learn something about yourself, or, just crack a smile or make you feel some emotions. Anyway, let's get into it. So today I just wanted to introduce myself and introduce this podcast and the blog and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then also go a little bit more in depth into the very first and second blog post that I did for this month. And so let's get right into it. So I'm Wally. I don't know if you can tell. I'm 26 years of age, currently living in Barrie, Ontario, and, just finding myself and what life is and what life means for me. And I just decided this year that I needed something to do to try and hopefully make some kind of a difference. I'm one person, but that can make a difference. I feel like it's one of those things, like that metaphor, that a drop can cause a ripple effect, and hopefully I can be that drop. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. I'm just excited to take this journey. So the reason that I'm doing all of this, I kind of touched on it in the very first blog post, was that I just genuinely feel like there's so many people in the world that have things that they're going through, and they're not talking about it because we've been conditioned not to talk about our feelings. When someone asks you how you're doing, they don't want you to actually tell them what's actually happening to you. They just want to be like, oh, we just want to hear, oh, fine, how are you? And it's kind of disheartening to me, or it has been in the past, and I'm doing my best to try and make people feel comfortable enough to tell me when they're not comfortable with their feelings or emotions. I'm trying to make sure that I can be there for people, my friends, and people that are in my life that mean something to me, or even if they are just a complete stranger. And I'm also really trying to make sure that this year, especially, and this past couple of years, that I've tried to work on myself, to be there for myself, because I don't think that I can be there for other people 100% if I'm not fully okay with myself. I've definitely tried to help people in the past, and it has helped, I'm sure, or hopefully helped other people. But I know that I can do even more and be better at it if I am better to myself and just better. So that's why I'm doing this. I think that there are many things that we all go through that, like I said, we've been told not to talk about our feelings, and I don't think that that's okay. I think that we should all be able to express how we feel. Not that what I'm saying is to, just mope around all day long if you're feeling sad, or not try to change it, but it's okay to go through those ebbs and flows of life, because that is what happens sometimes in life. What always keeps me going is that knowing that those, quote unquote down moments aren't going to last forever, because they truly aren't. I think that if you put it out into the universe that, oh, I'm hexed, or oh, wrong things always happen to me, then you're going to attract more of that. And if you truly do want to hopefully have a better life, then I don't think you should say those kinds of things to yourself. I know that I've very much in the past have had a very self-deprecating humor. I make fun of myself a lot, and that's been a very big defense mechanism for myself, to help me get through life. But I'm trying to be very, very careful about the words that I say about myself to the universe, because I don't want to attract more of that. I don't want to attract more negativity for myself or others, but especially for myself. Like I said, I can't be there to help others if I'm not 100% okay myself. So I'm really, really trying hard on that. And that's a big thing, I think, is just trying, not letting yourself just be down all the time and thinking that everything is going to be wrong every single day, and that there's nothing to look forward to, because there's so much to look forward to in life. And I also don't want this to sound too preachy or just fake positive, because I don't want that. I really don't. I really want to make sure that I'm not just preaching fake positivity and be like, hey, stay positive all the time, huh? Because that's not realistic. What I'm trying to do is, what I'm trying to tell everyone and myself all the time is that it's okay to have those down moments, but not focusing on just that. I know sometimes that's easier said than done, and that's okay. It's okay to have those down moments. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel things, but also just making sure you tell yourself that this is not forever. That those bad moments are not forever. I think that as humans, we've all been so conditioned to focus so much on the negatives and not on the positives, and we do that all the time. I know I've definitely done that, and I still currently sometimes do that, because that's just how we've been brought up, to always be like, oh, something wrong happened now, great, life sucks, but then you remember 2 seconds ago you were so happy, you were smiling. We have to try and also focus on those moments, because then how else can life continue, and how else will you make sure you're not just going to hurt yourself even more? Because I genuinely don't want people to be hurt. I think that if we speak about our emotions and speak about the things that we're feeling, especially from a younger age, and being told from the world that those emotions and feelings are all valid, and that if we feel marginalized or different, that those things are okay, and we should try do our best to make sure that those people at a young age especially feel comfortable to tell us these kind of things, and make them feel as comfortable as we can. And if we can't, try and find ways to make sure that they're okay with themselves, and they're okay to talk about their everything they're going through. Because if we do that at a younger age, then we'll have hopefully healthier adults, and we'll have people that will be able to talk about themselves, and they won't be angry all the time, because anger is a secondary emotion, and it stems from something. It stems from hurt, or it stems from loving too much sometimes and not getting enough back. So I think pain and hurt and heartbreak and those kind of things can make anger way worse. Learned this in acting school, that anger is never a first reaction to things. It always stems from something else. So if we try to break those things down and make sure that we are talking about all of that, then we'll have less angry adults. We'll have less just negativity in the world, hopefully. I mean, obviously, these things are all things that exist in the world, and that's okay. We have to feel those things as well. But if we were to teach kids and children from a very young age to not hate themselves, to not hate others, to not hate the things that they are experiencing, to not hate how others are acting, because one of the biggest things that I love is, quote unquote, evil isn't born, it's made. And not to say that humans are evil, but I think that certain thought processes can be bad and evil. No one is born being homophobic, no one is born being racist, no one is born hating other people. Those things are all taught. So if we don't teach kids that, if we teach kids the opposite, that we should take care of others, we should make sure we take care of ourselves and our feelings, our emotions, and other people's feelings and emotions, then we're probably going to have healthier adults. So yeah, that's what I wanted to get into about that. If you saw my first blog post, I basically just talk about why I chose the name ifoundwally for the blog. A few years ago when I created my Instagram, I think 6-7 years ago now, I just loved puns, and I used to, my nickname in high school from certain people was Waldo, and then other people would call me Wally, and so I thought it was really punny at the time because I found, where's Waldo, where's Wally, I found Wally, blah blah blah. My brain works in weird ways sometimes. So when I thought of that name, I thought it was really cute and funny at the time, or punny as I like to say sometimes. So I chose it for that. And then these past 2 years especially, I've really been trying to better myself as a person and trying to work on myself. And I didn't realize until I decided that I wanted to do a blog, and I was trying to think of ways to what to call it and how I wanted to look and all that. And that's when it hit me. I was like, oh my god, I found Wally would be the perfect name because it would match with my Instagram. And then I realized that I hadn't found myself for a really long time, and that I was working on myself. And I thought that that was the perfect name for this whole thing, because I think that once you truly know who you are and can be a whole person, then you are able to do more in the world and be able to help others, and even just be there for them. Not even You don't even have to do anything, but just being there to listen sometimes is the most important thing you can do. I know that for the longest time I've always been a people pleaser, and I've always wanted people to like me. And if they didn't, I always had to figure out why, and then try to change it. But that's not necessarily what I want to do in the future. I also know that in the past I've always focused on other people's feelings and emotions and not my own. But I realized that sometimes it's okay to be selfish. Because if I don't fix myself, and if I ignore everything that I'm going through, that I'm feeling, then I can't be a whole person. And the fact that I want to help people and make sure that everyone is doing better for themselves, especially, I have to make sure that I'm doing what or practicing what I preach, because then I don't want to be, a quote unquote fraud. Like I said, I don't want to be preaching fake positivity. I want to be telling people that, hey, this is what's going on, and that is okay. You just have to take a couple of breaths and go through it. So I chose that name, and it's been a crazy, crazy thing to realize all these things about myself, and to become more of what I want to be, and more of what I was when I was younger, and not believing everything else that other people are telling me, because that's kind of why I really lost myself. When I was a child, I remember being so happy and so comfortable within my own skin, until I was told by other people and other kids and other adults that I wasn't okay, that the things that I was doing was not okay, that they were wrong, that I was too this and not enough that, as I said in my blog post, and all these things where I'm just like, why can't we just let people be people? I wasn't hurting anyone by being the way that I was. I was just expressing myself the way I thought I wanted to express myself. And I did want to express myself in that way. It wasn't just a thought, I guess, but then I got, everything got pushed down because everyone told me to push it down. And, it's just crazy that we do that to children at such a young age. I think the first time I ever doubted my character or whatever, or who I was when I was probably 6 or something, and I was in school, and someone told me that I should have been born a girl because all of my friends were girls at the time. And I was like, what? No, I'm a boy, and I just happened to connect more with these people. To me, I didn't even see it until other people pointed it out. I just thought that they were people that I was hanging out with. I didn't care about who they were. They were nice people. That's all I cared about. But then, everyone had to make it a big deal that I was doing something quote unquote wrong. And so ever since then, I would try to hide certain things about myself. And it was just like, it's just, why? Like, why do we do that to kids at such a young age? And that's when little inklings of doubt and self hate kind of like attached to you, and then you start doing things that are kind of out of character because you think you have to please others and make others happy other than yourself. And I know that this is all a very, very like confusing topic and very serious at the same time, because it's a lot to do with mental health, really. I feel like a lot of mental health obviously is genetics and all that, but also things can like doubts and all that can also create issues. And I don't know anyone in my family that's actually been diagnosed with anything, but I think that a lot of issues that have been happening or that have happened in my life have stemmed from a lot of mental health issues. I've never actually been diagnosed either for anything, and I don't want to self-diagnose myself, but I do know that there are certain things that I do that aren't, I guess, like, there's something going on mentally that is not 100%. I don't want to say, natural or normal, any of those words, because anything you feel is natural and normal. But I think you guys try, or sorry, not you guys. I think you all understand what I'm trying to say. Also, side note, I really want to focus on making sure that I don't say guys, because I want to be more inclusive of everything, obviously. Sorry, also not that either. I'm trying to be very careful with making sure that everyone feels like this is a safe space and included. So if I say something that isn't correct, please correct me in the comments, or just send me a text or send me a DM or whatever you can do, because I want to make sure that I'm doing my best to not make anyone feel unwelcome or unloved, because I want everyone to feel like this is a safe space that they can listen to me and read all about what I have to say and not feel judged in any way and not feel unwelcome. And yeah, so please tell me if I say something wrong, and I'm going to be, if I catch myself doing it, I will correct myself. So yeah, sorry. I think you all understand what I'm trying to say with the mental health thing, that it's not, everything is not 100%. So we'll see how she goes. I've definitely thought about going to a therapist. I think that everyone should probably go to therapy. I don't think that it can do you any harm, really, but it's also expensive, and I also have a hard time sometimes accepting help from others. In the past, I would have said it's because I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve the help or deserve to get better because I was a horrible person. This is what I would say to myself, and that's obviously not okay. I don't agree with that anymore. I do think that I deserve the help. I do think that I deserve to be happy and healthy, but I'm also very, very scared for some reason. So anyway, we'll see what happens with all of that. I also want to touch a little bit on my second blog post about coming to Canada as an 11-year-old boy and being so happy, especially in those first few moments, and it just felt so magical. Seeing snow for the first time, sometimes I think of it and it makes me want to cry. It was so magical, and I felt in awe. I got the shiver down my spine right off the bat, and it just felt so nice. Because I had never seen it before and I'd never experienced it, and I'd only heard of it. So in my mind, I was like, "Is this even real?" And so that was really a cool experience for me, coming to Canada and seeing that for the very first time. And I just thought it was so beautiful, and I think that feeling is very much so what I've been trying to chase ever since and trying to find, because since then, I feel like life has dulled everything like the situations and people and the things that people have said to me have dulled who I am as a person, and it's been very hard to be as happy and optimistic and the light, I guess, that I want to be. And again, like I said, not fake optimism and not fake happy, because that I've been doing that for a very long time. Is I guess kind of faking it till you make it, which I don't think that that's necessarily a horrible thing to do at times, because sometimes that's all you can do to make sure you stay alive. But yeah, I think that it's really weird how people assume that I'm usually just so happy-go-lucky and cheery. At least in the past, this has happened, and then once they find out the things about me that are, I guess, quote-unquote dark, or that I'm not 100% okay, that a lot of people get surprised and we're like, whoa, I've never been able to tell. And I'm just like, well, I don't want to bring you down and bring everyone down all the time, with whatever thing that I'm going through, but I want to stop that. I want to stop being, I guess, fake in a sense, where if I'm feeling something, it's okay to let people know that I'm not 100% okay. It's okay to accept help, and it's okay to talk about it. And I think that that's another big reason that I wanted to do this journey, is for myself, to talk about everything and to write about everything that I feel, and feel validated within myself, not with anyone else. I don't need validation from anyone else over my feelings, but it is nice to hear such supportive words, so I do want to thank everyone for that. But yeah, so I think I'm really sorry. I cracked my knuckles a lot, so if that bothers you, I really apologize. I've been trying to be cautious of that too, because I do another podcast sometimes with one of my friends, Melissa, who owns a theater company, and she hates it, but I did not find that out until this year. Whenever we record podcasts, I always crack my knuckles. And then when she told me, I was like, I felt so bad, because I'm like, why didn't you tell me? But anyway, so I just wanted to touch base on the or talk a little bit more about the second podcast post about me being 11 and coming to Canada. I think it's so important to find that child within ourselves sometimes that kind of doesn't see anything wrong with the world. And at this point, I'd definitely seen things that were not, perfect or anything, but I was still happy for the most part. I was still finding joy and light and other and things, and I think those parts are important. So I want to try to get back a little bit more into that 11-year-old boy that who kind of, I mean, I'm still a little bit of a dreamer and want big things, and I kind of ignore the little steps sometimes, and I see this big picture and I just go for it sometimes. But I want to, I just want people to know that it's okay to love yourself at that age, and it's okay to love yourself at any age, and be okay with who you are, and not let the hardships of the world change who you are. And yeah, just becoming more okay within yourself. I feel like a lot of these episodes will be me just rambling, pretty much, because that's basically what it's like to talk about my feelings sometimes, because my brain is, different things. I think of different thoughts, and I sometimes can't finish one thought, and then I have to think about another, or I have to talk about the other thought. Anyway, so I hope you followed along that a little bit. I just also wanted to give a couple thank yous before we finish off this episode. I wanted to thank everyone in my life that has been supportive and that has helped me. There's too many to name at this exact moment, but just know that if I have crossed paths with you, that it meant something to me, even if it necessarily didn't end in it, or there's been lots of quote unquote friendships and things like that that have ended, I guess, or we have just gone into different parts of our lives, and that's okay. But all of the people that I've met have definitely impacted my life, and have, even in a small way, and all of that shapes who you are. So thank you to everyone for that. But also some specific thank yous, especially for right now. I want to thank my coworker, Paige, for helping me edit my first post. I want to thank one of my really close friends, Rachel, for helping me edit my second post. And I wanted to thank everyone in my life these past 2 years that have super that have made a difference in my life, that I don't think they even realize how much of a difference they've made. So thank you so much. I will obviously continuously try to do a gratitude list at the end of each episode, talking about specific people that have helped me. So yeah, if I don't say your name, that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate who you are. I appreciate so much of everyone in my life that I have in my life currently, because you're in my life for a reason. I'm keeping you in my life for a reason. So please don't forget that. And then a huge, huge thank you to Josie Bacco. You've done so much to make my blog and this podcast look good. Your artwork is amazing, and you are such a light in life. And I hope that people continue to support you and your business. And I think I appreciate so much. So thank you so much for making the artwork, and I hope to continue our relationship with that. So yeah, thank you so much for finding me and finding this podcast, and hearing me out. I hope that everyone stays gorgeous, and I will see you in the next one. Smooches.